guys, so we got another driving vlog today. I'm actually almost to the coffee shop where I'm going to get coffee. I'm back at my parents' house for a couple of days. I've been at my parents' house most of the last week and a half for a couple of reasons. 2 weeks ago, my grandfather died, and he was 85. He was sick. He'd been sick since September, so it was at the point where he was just kind of ready to go. Hey! I'm alright. Just home for a couple of days.
Nice.
I'm gonna do an iced one today.
You want to do a 16?
Yes, please. It's been a bundle of fun at my house. Ugh. Bye.
Nice to see you.
I'm gonna go back through town because it's pretty. Where was I? I don't know. My grandfather died. And I don't mean to sound so flippant about this because it was very sad and my whole family's really broken up about it, but it wasn't all that unexpected. Like, every day my uncle would come home, like, check in the door and be like, oh, is he still alive? Yep, everything's fine, I can go inside. So on top of that, I felt like shit for the last 2 weeks. I'm not entirely sure how this happened at all, but my glands are now actually considerably less swollen, but my glands got like huge. Like on one side, my lymph nodes fucking swelled up for no reason, and I was like, why the hell is this happening? And I was achy, and I was fatigued, and I was fucking like getting cold sweats and just like headaches. I just was sore everywhere, and I did not know why. And it felt like a flu, so I went home because I needed to go home to see my family because my grandpa was dead, but I also just stayed home because I needed to go to the doctor. So I went to urgent care, which was the biggest mistake because urgent care is a crock of shit. Because the stupid doctor looked at me for 10 minutes or so, felt my glands, looked in my nose, in my ears, and in my mouth, and was like, oh, your gland's probably infected. We're just gonna write you a prescription for an antibiotic. And I was like, okay, so it's not the flu. Because I had like a low-grade fever, which an infection could like cause. Like at like 99.2. So he writes me a prescription, and I start taking the cephalexin, and it starts to make me nauseous for the whole week. And there are a lot of things that I can take when it comes to pain. I will get stabbed in the arm like 7 times trying to find a vein. I will have painful cramps for days, but I cannot do lingering nausea for more than like 2 hours. So I go back home to Seattle, and I worked for 2 days that week, and then nothing was happening with my lymph node. Nothing was getting smaller, and I still felt terrible. So I was like, Mom, I need to come back home. I need to. So we made an appointment with a doctor, one of her doctors, on Friday. She ran some blood tests, got a fucking ultrasound to try and rule out mumps, because that's what it possibly looked like. And then I was home for the rest of the weekend because that's when my grandpa's funeral was. So we had all of my old relatives from Minnesota come into town, so there were a bunch of sad old people crying. I was just so frustrated that I couldn't be there 100% for my mom because I felt like total shit. And I never like being a useless person when I'm sick. Like, the most annoying thing about my dad is how useless he gets when he's sick, so I hate being that person. But I was incredibly useless. So all of these anti-nausea medications I was taking, I tried to do like an over-the-counter thing, didn't work very long. This prescription we got barely worked. So the best thing for me last weekend, in multiple reasons, was the herbal treatment. And my sister gets the good shit because she has cancer, so I did a lot of that last weekend. It's legal, I don't give a shit. And the funeral was beautiful, and my mom and my uncle did such a good job speaking, and the only thing my grandpa actually wanted was this, like, was the traditional, veteran military service because he was a veteran of the Korean War. So we had like the gun salute thing where they shot off rifles into the air and they folded the flag and they played taps, and it was really beautiful, and I got really emotional because my sister was presented the flag because that's what my mom wanted, and it was a really good way to send him off, and it was a really fitting way because he was a traditional man. He was an old man. He liked doing things old-fashioned. He never came into the 21st century. He did not have a cell phone. He hated the internet. He watched baseball on TV. That was his thing. Fast forward to Tuesday, when I went to go actually see my rheumatologist, my doctor who I had an appointment with already, and she looked at my lymph nodes, looked at everything, was like, this doesn't look right or normal. Oh, speed bump. We're gonna do a couple of those. Sorry. She looked at my glands, did some more blood tests because she was concerned that it might be mono, which is what I thought I had all along. So she ran the blood test for mono, along with some other things, and the blood test that I had the previous weekend had shown that I had like liver functions that were up, which a virus can show. She calls me 4 hours later to tell me that I do indeed have mono. And all I could think was, I'm pretty sure I mentioned that to the urgent care doctor to begin with, but he wasn't hearing any of it, and I was right all along, and I only thought people who were fucking horny high school students had mono, but nope, apparently you can get it as a grown-ass adult. I'm just gonna hear all the jokes. I haven't been making out with a million people lately, so don't even try and make that joke. I was only making out with one person for a while, and now we're not, but that's fine, and he's not sick. Probably I got it from somebody at Lush at work, from a customer who doesn't know how to wash their hands. That's what's been happening in my life, and sometimes I just have to focus on me, whether it's family, whether it's health, or whether it's all of it put together. What could today's song of the day be, though? Textbook by We Are Scientists is today's song of the day, because it's the song that was just on. Oh, and that's the end. I was listening to the mix CD version of With Love and Squalor that I made like a million years ago. I have a couple blog posts coming up because that's something that I can do while I'm resting and being a lazy asshole. Trying to get in as much rest as I can. Having mono. What? Who gets that? Who get... Me! Me! Like, I'm not a person that just, like, kisses a million people, and how ironic is it that I get the kissing disease? Who knows, my next 2 videos might be, like, walking around vlogs. I don't know, let me see, Yeah, no, okay. That doesn't look too bad. But yeah, you can see my neck, right? Can you see that? See a lump? See a lump? That's attractive. That's where I've been. That's what's been up. Bear with me.